What's up, beautiful people? How y'all doing? Welcome to part two of the previous podcast that we recorded on last week, but it's just a continuation of what we record. Yeah.
No,
What?
we didn't record it last week. Yeah, we did record it last week.
No, yeah, we recorded it
When
last
you
week.
see it, it would have been last week that we recorded it, but
Yeah.
we recorded both of them in the same day.
Yeah, so
That's why I
we
got confused for
that
a
yeah,
second.
that's what it is. You was about to confuse me.
Yeah, we
I
both.
had made my mind up on what I was gonna say. Then when I started saying it, and you stopped me, and I
That was my
looked to you
bad.
for
That was my bad.
confirmation. Nah, you ain't
That
gotta
was my bad.
apologize.
That was
But
my
when I
bad.
looked to you for
I
confirmation,
was like, yeah,
you
no.
threw me off. Oh, I should have just stayed focused and looked at the, you know what I'm saying, looking at the camera. But nonetheless, man. So this is part two to the previous podcast from the
Uh-huh.
previous week. We've never done a part two before. We said we was gonna do a lot of part twos, and
Yeah, we never
we,
do.
we never
We
do them.
never do.
But this time, we really, you know what I'm saying, are doing a part two. So, man, just to recap, earlier today, we were home by ourselves. We've been lounging in our little pajamas all day. Me and my wife, we ain't had no kids in the house. Everybody was at school. Milan started her externship, so she was at work. No, she
No, she's
finished the
working now. She's
externship. She's
she's
working
working. They
now. You know what I'm
hired
saying?
her.
She got hired.
Mhm.
Congratulations. All glory to God for that. So she was at work.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? The kids were, you know what I'm saying, at school. It was just me, Shauna, and Polo, you know what I'm saying, was upstairs, ducked off doing his thing. So man, it was just us in the house today. So we tried to record earlier,
Mhm.
but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it just never
Uh
materialized.
huh.
We were having all kind of technical issues with the audio and everything else. So we was like, you know what, we're gonna stick a pin in it and we just gonna record later on this evening because some of the stuff that we was talking about, you know what I'm saying, we probably ain't need to be talking about it
Yeah.
anyway. You know what I'm saying? There was
Yeah.
one our little debates that we were having on camera, you know what I'm saying, that we probably didn't need to highlight or glorify, you know what I'm saying? Because again, the whole intent behind, the podcast and the reason that we started it was at the inspiration of God and you know what I'm saying, due to the inspiration of God and to glorify him in everything that is that we're doing and then just have some positive content in a positive space for marriages, relationships and just conversation, man. So before but so when we ended on the last podcast, we was still in the part one. We was talking about again that whole dynamic of you know what I'm saying the culture, and then how the culture is being impacted and affected by the division that exists between men and women,
Mhm.
and when that whole dynamic started and everything else. So we just gonna continue on with that conversation as well as the other stuff that you know what I'm saying we're at the forefront of our brains that we've been talking about as of late. But I know when we finished off on the last episode, we were talking about the shift that took place. It was gradual, and it was over a period of time as it relates to the divide that um, was happening between men and women. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
And for so long, men were marginalizing, or you know what I'm saying, completely ignoring or disregarding the voices of women. And there were a generation of women that were being brought up and that got frustrated with that whole process and was like, nah, bro, you know what I'm saying, you ain't silencing our voices anymore. And I think that what we see now was giving birth to. But then in addition to that, because I always, you know what I'm saying, for me, it's always follow the money. That's always at the forefront of my mind. The division that exists between men and women is also profitable. You know what I'm saying, concerning the situation of those that are in a position um, of the financial infrastructure and things of that nature as well. Because anytime something is divided, anytime there's, you know what I'm saying, no collective agreement about anything, it's almost like, you know what I'm saying, you can pit one people against one another. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
And me, that's just my sense of thinking. I feel like everything that takes place, you know what I'm saying, especially if it's something that's negative, is done so it can articulate, or well, not articulate, but generate more income for
Mhm.
those that are in control of the financial infrastructure, you know what I'm saying, in this current country that we live in or whatever. So that's one aspect of it. But to keep it in context of what we were talking about right now, the stuff that we're seeing take place in our communities and in our families and in our social settings is completely working
Fractured.
against, is fractured, but it's working against creating healthy, you know what I'm saying, environments and healthy environments where, you know what I'm saying, people could sit down and have conversations and whatever else.
Well, I
So,
mean, but it's just like healthcare system. If we cure the sickness,
hmm,
then there's no money in the patch.
yeah, for
You
real.
know, if you are sick and you have, whatever it is, and we say, hey, we have the cure for that,
Hmm.
and we give it to you, and now you're cured, then we can't keep making money off
Yeah,
of
we
you
can't
keep coming
monetize
back
it.
because
Yeah,
you're sick.
yeah,
We need you to keep coming back. So like fixing the situation is never um it's never money smart to fix a situation. And the funny thing about it is, men and women are so pitted against each other. um no, my problem is bigger than yours. No, I've been silenced more than you. No,
yeah,
society doesn't like me more than they dislike me more than they dislike you. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, okay, but here's the deal: if I have a bandage and you have a bandage,
hmm,
I'll bandage you.
hmm.
You
You bandage
bandage
me.
me.
Yeah, for
We're
real.
both bandaged.
Hmm.
But it's like we are in a mindset of you know um, your bandage isn't big enough. Not
Yeah,
right now.
we're recording, baby.
No.
We're recording. What you need? Please excuse the interruption. Saint was coming back on
Go
the
away.
part two so he can get the phone back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's again. So y'all got to see Saint in part one and in part two. I told y'all when we first started, man, we wasn't. Yeah, we not editing
And
none
no,
of that
no,
out.
because I
You know what I'm
mean that would
saying?
be crazy.
Yeah, because we living in here. But go
Um,
ahead. My bad.
but um, but we're so focused on my struggle is worse than your struggle.
Hmm.
The reality is they're both really big struggles, and
Yeah,
we
they are.
can we can really sit down and just and come up with a way. How can I help you with yours and you help me with mine?
Yeah.
But instead, it's I don't need you. I
Yeah,
don't
you.
need you. I don't want you. Whatever. And that's not beneficial for anybody.
But not only that. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like because and to your point, it delays the healing process for both. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because it's almost like if I come to you and I'm bleeding and I need you to attend to my wound. If you know what I'm saying, now begin to focus on your wound. You know what I'm saying? I'm bleeding out and you bleeding out. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But if we get to a point where, and I'm not saying that one problem or one sex should overshadow the other. I'm not saying that in any way, shape, or form, but there needs to be a healthy balance where if I come to you and I have something that I'm battling or something that I'm going through, that needs to be a safe place. That needs to be a situation where if I come to you and I'm expressing my heart and I'm expressing what's going on with me, you know what I'm saying, something that's bothering me, even if it's something that you know what I'm saying is a point of contention for the both of us. You know what I'm saying? We need to in that moment be like, okay, he's wrestling with this. Let's address this. You know what I'm saying? And then as the conversation progresses or as the situation progresses, now we address that and deal with the other stuff as well. But again, like you're saying, the whole no, my situation is
Yeah.
worse or your
Hmm.
situation is not as bad as mine. Because I know early on in our marriage, you know what I'm saying, we would get caught in that trap sometime. And maybe not you so much, but
I've
me.
been, I've been perfect from the beginning.
Nah, we're not gonna let you tell these people you've been perfect
And
since
here
the
we go with these
beginning.
people again.
Yeah, we're not gonna
Here we go.
we're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what it is. But again, you know what I'm saying? There were times early on in our marriage where I think we wrestled with that,
Hmm.
where it was like rather than attending to one another's needs, we were in a situation where we were focused on ourselves rather than focusing on one another. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because that's just like if somebody stabbed me in my back, I can't attend to that wound in my
You
back.
can't.
I need you to, you know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
attend to the wound in my
It's
back.
like that picture. You know that picture. You have people on one side of the table and the other side of the table, and they have these really long spoons,
Mm.
but they're trying to feed themselves, but you can't. So the
I ain't
thing
never seen
is,
that picture. You
so
got
the
to show
thing
me
is
that.
like I find it and
Mm.
it's old,
Mm.
but the thing would be, I would take my long spoon and feed you, and you would take your long spoon
And feed
and
you.
feed me.
Yeah.
But instead, we're trying to eat with the long spoon that we can't possibly
Yeah, for
get
real.
to.
But but I
And
but I
it's
think
just
my bad cutting
no,
you
no,
off,
no. I was
but
done.
that goes back to the culture. You know what I'm saying, and to the direction of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like when again we were talking about in part one of this episode, you know what I'm saying, about the music and some of the things that the men and the women are saying, like, you know what I'm saying, almost as if they're in competition, or you know what I'm saying, not working on the same team. I think that's kind of what that dynamic is. You know what I'm saying? Like I realize that you and I are a team. I
Mm-hmm.
realize that, you know what I'm saying. If you're failing, then I'm failing. If
Mm-hmm.
if I'm failing, then you're failing. There's no such thing as I'm winning and you're losing. There's no such thing as you're winning and I'm losing. You know what I'm saying? Like there needs to be a healthy understanding about the fact that, you know what I'm saying, the two becoming one flesh means that whatever is going on with you is
Mm-hmm.
going on with me as well. Because there's nowhere in the world I can sit back in a situation and see you wrestling with something, or see that you're dealing with something, and then have the mindset of some, well, that's her. I ain't wrestling with that. Or that's on her. I ain't dealing with that. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, I mean, and you know, I wouldn't, will never say names, but I know we have, we know someone that ended up dissolving their marriage,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember I asked her, you know, oh, he is so funny, like, and we, you know, he seems like such a nice person, and you know, why'd you all, you know what? And she said because he's jealous of me, and I was like,
Wow.
jealous of you? Like, how are you jealous of your
Yeah,
spouse?
that's
Like,
crazy. Yeah.
where, what?
Yeah, for real.
Like,
That's
I
crazy.
don't understand that because,
Yeah.
like, you know, even my friends, I can remember when we were in, oh, was it? We were in Germany,
Mm-hmm.
and Chandra got her first degree, and it was like, girl, we did it.
Mm-hmm.
I really felt
Yeah.
like, man, we did it.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
real.
and it because for me it was like my friend did something amazing
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna celebrate.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
I don't. So for me, when I hear people in any way in their friendships, in their marriages, in their whatever, and you're not celebrating the success of someone that you're supposed to love, I can't wrap my brain around that.
I mean, but that's an indicator that there's something going on inside of you that you need to address as well, though. But again, you know what I'm saying, and we're gonna get off of the whole, you know what I'm saying, pressure of the culture type environment, a vibe in a minute. But again, it's this competition that's been created, man. Like
I'm not
you
in
know,
competition with the people I love.
but no, am I? But I'm saying though, like everybody does not share that same mindset. You know, there are some people that, you know what I'm saying, and I've watched them. It's like they don't mind you doing good as long
You're
as you're
not
not
as good
doing
as
better than
them.
them. You know what
Ooh,
I'm
that's
saying?
not the truth.
Yeah, it's like so like it's like, hey, you good. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Just be,
celebrating you,
but you
but
be
if
careful.
you start doing better than me, then you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
problem. And for me, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm the opposite of
But
that.
my thing is, a lot of times we don't even want the same things. So
Yeah,
like,
for real.
how do you like? You know, I can see like I could even understand like we are looking, we're trying to get the same job at the same place.
Mm-hmm.
We both interview with the same person,
Mm-hmm.
and it be some sort of like, I really hope I get this job. I mean, I know if I get it, that means you don't get it, but I really
Mm-hmm.
really want this job. But it's like, girl, you a whole doctor, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
a, you know, an engineer. What do we?
Yeah, what are we? Yeah,
What are we doing? You know,
yeah.
you the kind of car I want. You know, I have 4 children that live at home still.
Mm-hmm.
I need to comfortably, you know, chauffeur them around.
Yeah.
So you're out here talking about you about to get a sports car. When you pull up in your little red Corvette, I'm happy for you.
Yeah, for
What
real.
am I gonna do with a little red Corvette?
Cause them
I
children can't fit
can't
in
do
that.
anything with that.
Them children
So
can't fit in that
I'm not.
Corvette. Yeah.
We're not looking for the same thing. So
Mm-hmm.
why is there this weird kind of, because I celebrate my friends. I
Yeah.
celebrate the people I love. When you do something amazing, I am
Yeah.
genuinely, like, for real happy for
Yeah,
you.
I'm gonna be your biggest supporter and your biggest cheerleader,
Cheerleader. I
man. Like
just,
like for real. But again, that I feel like that hasn't ever been something that we've wrestled with. You know what I'm saying? Concerning our individual lives before we got married. So I don't think that became a part of a challenge that we faced when we got married. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like neither one of us had jealous spirits or jealous energies or anything else.
It's not like
You know what I'm
that.
saying? So I think when it came to that, like we weren't ever in competition with one another. You know what I'm
No.
saying? And not now again, granted,
You
early on,
motivate me.
oh, I
You
motivate you.
motivate me.
I do.
Absolutely. Like, you
Wow,
know,
thank you.
yeah, you know,
That's
I
what's up.
when I see you do amazing things, I feel motivated. I feel inspired.
Well, you inspire me
You
as
know,
well,
like
though.
if
Yeah.
you're if I'm on some, okay, we'll use our degrees for example.
Mm-hmm.
My transcript don't look like your transcript.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
your transcript look a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know, you know, like I was like, I just want to pass this class.
Yeah.
Like you're on some. Well, I need to
Yeah, I want to do
pass.
more than
Like I want to
pass.
pass
Yeah.
the class, and so when I see that, if I'm on some lazy, like, man, I'm just look, I just want to pass this class, and then you're on some. No, I really need to buckle down. It inspires me. I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I like. How can I not be my best when he's his best?
Yeah.
But it doesn't make me feel like, oh well, wow, well, I really want to, you know, because a couple weeks ago you were doing something and the computer was open, and I wasn't being nosy. I was in
Hmm.
here shredding papers,
Hmm.
and like the transcript was open or whatever, and all them A's, and I was just
Oh
like,
yeah.
woo!
Yeah.
I think I might have broke out into a sweat. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and I looked, I was like, oh, I don't have my glasses on. Am I really
Yeah.
seeing like straight A's? And I even told the children, like, Daddy has like straight A's,
Yeah.
and that inspires me. So I feel like now I don't want you to get it twisted.
Oh, I know you very intelligent.
When I go back to school this one
Yeah.
last time,
Hmm.
I'm still not about to
But
be in here like
but see that's something that's something completely different as it relates to that. You know what I'm saying? Like and I don't want anybody to be, you know what I'm saying, in a frame of mind where they think, oh, she just trying to just get through. You know what I'm saying? Because
no.
you
I'm
work
not saying
hard.
that.
Yeah, you work hard. You know what I'm saying? And you take care of your business, and your grades are not bad. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no,
Because
no.
you in graduate programs, so you can't have no bad
Yeah,
grades
no.
and no
You
and no
know.
graduate programs
Yeah, you
anyway. But
can't. But I'm just saying like just I don't just my grades aren't trash. Like you
nah,
said, in the master's program, you gonna maintain a B.
yeah,
Or you're being put out of
yeah,
school.
definitely.
But I'm just saying like there are times where if it's a math class
Yeah, I
and I
mean,
get
math.
that B,
That's not your
I'm
thing.
like
Yeah, math is.
I'm gonna take that B and
Yeah,
I'm gonna run with it.
yeah, math
Where
is
you
not.
would be like, oh my God, like,
Yeah, I don't.
oh, what happened?
Yeah,
You'll be, balled up in the corner somewhere. Like
yeah.
I'm not like that. But um in saying that what I'm getting to is I'm not jealous of that. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
jealous of your drive or your motivation. I'm inspired by it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine being like um the military.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who knows me knows I really love the military.
Yeah.
I really wanted to retire. I had it in my heart I was going to be Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force,
Mm-hmm.
not a Chief Master Sergeant in the
Oh, you
Air
was gonna
Force.
be
Oh, I
the
was
one.
going to be Chief Master Sergeant of the Air
Mm-hmm.
Force. That is not what God had for me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I now see you do really well in the military, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I'm jealous that he's still in.
Mm-hmm.
Do I wish I retired? Sure.
Yeah.
But do I feel jealous of it? I
Mm-hmm.
don't. I feel inspired. I feel motivated. And I also feel like, okay, it wasn't for me to stay in and retire,
Mm-hmm.
but I still get to be a part of you doing so well.
Mm-hmm.
And how can I support you doing really well? I don't feel jealous. I don't understand how you can be jealous of the person that you sleep next to every night.
But I think that's something that.
Or I'm sorry, or someone you're doing life with, your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like my friends, when they do amazing things. When Toya graduated from nursing school,
Mm-hmm.
there are no words for how proud of her I
Yeah,
was.
but when you have certain stuff like that going on, it's an indicator. You know what I'm saying, that you need to heal somewhere. You know what I'm saying. Like for me, you know what I'm saying, wherever I come into contact with somebody that may be jealous, or somebody that may be envious, or somebody that, you know what I'm saying, may covet what it is that you have. You know what I'm saying? It's usually something underlying to that. You know what I'm saying? It's usually something that is leading to that feeling and that emotion that the person may need to address so that they can heal from it, or you know what I'm saying, become a better version of
Well, that ends
themselves or
a
whatever
friendship
else.
for me.
But I mean, and
For me, that ends a
I mean, it's
friendship
because it's
because a jealous person is a dangerous
yeah,
person.
and the thing about it is, you know what I'm saying, you definitely have to be mindful, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, it may be a situation where, you pray for the individual, and you know what I'm saying, you may uh change how you interact with them until they are removed from that space or whatever. But let me ask you this: do you feel like a person can start off not being jealous, and then something happen in their lives and they become jealous? Say for instance, I'm gonna give you an example. Say for instance, somebody in the military. Cause all right, so real life scenario. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the military 25 years now, getting ready to be 26 years. And along my military career, I've come across some individuals who have progressed in their careers, you know what I'm saying, and have advanced in rank at a you know what I'm saying, a rate faster than I did. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But now when I'm looking at their records and I'm looking at, you know what I'm saying, promotion packets and all of that other stuff, it's like, man, I exceeded this, I exceeded that, you know what I'm saying? But this person got promoted before I did or whatever else. You know what I'm saying? Do you think it's possible for me to turn into a person and not again, you know what I'm saying? We know who I am.
Right.
But do you think it's possible for a person in that situation or that scenario to become jealous of the individual that's advancing?
I don't know if you can become jealous. Maybe it was always there, but it was just dormant.
So you don't feel like jealousy is something that you can become. You feel like if a person is jealous, that's just a part of who they
I
are.
think that's a part of who they are, and I think it just, and it's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's part of their personality,
Mm-hmm.
and it was something that just hadn't presented itself because for whatever reason there was it whatever you're doing, um, the thing that they were gonna be jealous of just hadn't presented itself yet.
See, and I think there are certain situations and certain circumstances in life that could negatively impact the person, and it changes the way that they
They're
see
wired.
life. You know what I'm saying? And now they may develop some type of jealous, you know what I'm saying, spirit or energy. Say for instance, somebody who was married and something happens where their marriage is dissolved, you know what I'm saying, unfortunately, and then they still remain friends with the couples that they were still friends with from before, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Now so it's like now they've gotten divorced or whatever, and now when they're looking at their friend groups, it's like all of their friends are still married, you know what I'm saying? And they're looking at their friends marriages grow stronger, and they're looking at their friends marriages, you know what I'm saying, become healthier or whatever else. There may be some level of underlying jealousy that occurs, or some level of resentment that occurs, because it's like, man, why couldn't I have that?
But I don't know though. Um, I think that we have to be careful in what we deem to be jealous
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes you can look at something and say, "Oh man, I wish I had that," or
Mm-hmm.
"Oh man, I wish I did that," but it's not a act of jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a
But I'm not
man.
talking about in that scenario though. I mean, yeah, definitely. I agree with you 100%. I feel like sometimes you can just look at something and be like, man, that would be nice to have.
Yeah.
Or that would be, you know what I'm saying? And cuz for me, like I always tell you as it relates to our marriage, you know what I'm saying? Like I desire for our marriage and our family dynamic to be something that neither one of us have ever personally seen. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like
Mhm.
the faith that I have in God and the expectation that I have concerning our marriage and our family and everything else. You know what I'm saying? And even if it doesn't happen in this generation, but for generations, because you know when I'm praying for kids that I'm never gonna physically meet.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like
Mhm. Our kids,
I'm
kids, kids,
yeah, I'm
kids.
thinking about our kids. So I'm
Right.
talking to God about stuff that, you know what I'm saying, is way far ahead. So for me, you know what I'm saying, I have faith in that. That's a desire that I have to see, you know, something unfold and take place strictly as it relates to what's outlined in God's word, and have that be a manifestation here on earth for other people to see it and other people to, you know what I'm saying, use it as a point of reference. But now, with that being said, I can see how something takes place in a person's life and they don't, remain in a situation that they thought they would be in forever, or they don't get the promotion, or they don't get this, that, and the other, so on and so forth. And they're seeing how this other person's life is continuing to, the trajectory of it continues to go upward. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I think that some form of jealousy may be birthed, especially if there's no level of, you know what I'm saying, them feeling complete or whole in certain areas of their lives. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I think in marriage that's definitely something to be mindful of, because just like when we first got together, it was a big sacrifice for you to say, you know what? you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm a get out of being active duty in the military and stay home to raise our kids and just participate in the reserves. Like I feel like that was big of you, and I feel like had you been a different type of person, that could have easily turned into a situation where at some point you wind up resenting me.
Well, but I do want to be clear because I don't ever want anyone. We have to constantly do this. I don't want anyone to ever watch this and be like, well, that's not what happened.
Hmm.
I gave up not going back
Yeah,
in,
that's what I'm saying.
or because I was getting out anyway.
Hmm.
Much like kicking and screaming. I did not want
Yeah.
to get out. But that was whatever. And my intentions were to go back into the military, and
Hmm.
I made the decision, or we made the decision, that it would be best for our family that I did not go back in active duty, and that I just do the reserves. And then Katrina happened, and so many things changed. And that was a very difficult decision for me,
Hmm.
because it's all I ever wanted to do.
Hmm.
I never wanted to be Beyonce.
Yeah.
I never wanted to be an actress.
Hmm.
I wanted to be in the military.
Hmm.
So it was very difficult, but um, I, I, again, I can't. It was never. Oh, I'm gonna be jealous of you for being, and I didn't feel resentful.
Hmm.
And I do. I have to be. I'm gonna look up the word jealous. I want
Hmm.
the clear definition, because I can think of times where I don't feel like I was jealous. Um, but I can think of some of the people that I was in the military with
Hmm.
that stayed in the military and retired and did really well,
Hmm.
and being like, oh man, I wish I could have stayed in.
Hmm.
But in that, I didn't feel like, um, see, because when I think of jealous, I think of, would I take it from someone to make it my own
Well, that's
if I
that's
could?
well, that's coveting. You know what I'm saying? As it relates to what's written in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead.
What
While you
is
finishing your point, let
because
me look up what
look up
jealous is. Let
what
me
the
see.
exact outline of
Yeah.
it means, because like I wouldn't, if it had been a thing where I could take it from someone else and make it mine, I would have never done that.
Hmm.
Like it would have been great if we both could have done it.
So this is what the dictionary says. Feeling resentment against someone because of that person's rivalry, success, or advantages, often followed by of he was jealous of his rich brother.
Okay, so no,
And then it says feeling resentment because of another's success,
no,
advantage, etc.
no.
Um,
So I've never felt that. I've not been resentful because someone else did really well, because
mhm,
in that it feels like to me, in that I'm resentful toward you for doing really well,
mhm.
but the opposite would have been you not doing really well, and your life could have been bad
Yeah,
as a result
definitely,
of that.
definitely.
Because I know people, a really, during basic and tech school, she and I were really close.
Hmm.
Um, the military saved her life.
Yeah, definitely.
It saved her life. The military didn't save my life.
Hmm.
It was something I really wanted to do.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
was something I knew. Both of my parents were military. My aunt and my uncle were military. Like I come from military people. My godmother is retired military.
Hmm.
It's something I wanted, but it didn't save my life. The military saved her.
Hmm.
And she did. She went on to do really well. Um, but I wouldn't have taken it from her.
Hmm.
I didn't feel resentful.
Hmm.
Um, and so I don't. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
don't. So for you to be married to a person you feel resentful
Hmm.
because of their success is your success.
And I agree, but I mean I think that there needs to be a realization that's had as it relates to that, because we know that that's not the dynamic in every marriage. We know that that's not, you know what I'm saying, always the truth. Like, you know what I'm saying, if you were um s- the success that you have, you know what I'm saying, apart from what it is that we're doing in our marriage, or just the things that you're recognized for in an individual basis or whatever else, I feel very much so like I'm a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Although it's like you're getting a recognition, you're getting, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, but nah, this is our dynamic. This is
Right.
Like, so just like even in my military career, the success that I've had or the things that I've been able to do, you know what I'm saying? First and foremost, I give all glory to God. But then you created an environment where it was easy for me to go to like a military school and do well because I didn't have to worry about what was going on at home.
Yeah.
Or you made it easy, you know what I'm saying? The one deployment that I went on, you know what I'm saying? To the point where it was like, well, I don't have to worry about what she's doing, you know what I'm saying, or anything else. Like, so there were certain dynamics and there were certain situations that unfolded and that took place as it relates to our marriage that put us in a situation where I feel like, you know, I was able to do well because of the foundation of what we had at home. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that allowed and it will allow us to continue to, um, increase our level of intimacy concerning, the encouragement that we provide one another as it relates to those individual pursuits. Because, that's just like, you know what I'm saying? We were talking in part one of the podcast about the Wish Women's Retreat that, you know what I'm saying, you've developed a curriculum for, and you've developed like an itinerary, and you know what I'm saying, you've done all of these amazing things. Like, that's something that as I'm praying for you as it relates to that. I'm praying for success with regards to that. Now that has absolutely nothing to do with men, you know what I'm saying? But I'm praying that you are in a situation where you have success and you have favor and you have, you know what I'm saying, the exact result that it is that God intends for you to have with regards to what it is that, you know what I'm saying, has been placed inside of you. And if you go on to be recognized by whomever, I'm not gonna be in the background on some like, man, you know what I'm saying? Because if it wouldn't have been for me, she would, you know what I'm saying? Like, it won't be that. But
That's insane, though.
I mean, it is insane, but it's something that, you know what I'm saying, I want to ensure that people are mindful of and are alert, you know what I'm saying, or alerted to that it is possible for it to take place. You know what I'm saying? That's just like in kind of shifting gears a little bit, but that's just like this morning, you know what I'm saying, as I was praying, and you know what I'm saying, well, not this morning as I was praying, but this morning as I was waking up, and you know what I'm saying, in between sleep and being awake, like, I've been praying and just asking, God to reveal certain stuff to me that I need to be more, you know what I'm saying, intentional about and more cognizant and more aware of. And something that came to the forefront of my mind is that, you know what I'm saying, I need to be more faithful concerning my task and concerning the things that I've had success with. You know what I'm saying? Like, almost like primarily in my job and primarily in relationships, and just the follow up. It's like, because I'll start off with the greatest intentions, and it's almost like once the ball starts rolling, you know what I'm saying, and I'm starting to see some type of success, then the level of intentionality or the level of, you know what I'm saying, excitement that went into it initially, it may not stay the same. It begins to wane. Now my desire is still the same. I still desire to see this thing take place, but I'm not as faithful to the end of the process as I should be and as I need to be at certain points in times. So, as I was praying and I was talking to God this morning and asking for forgiveness concerning that, and you know what I'm saying, repenting concerning that situation, it was like, but this is something that I consistently pray about in my prayer life, asking God to search me and reveal to me certain things that may, be inside of me that I'm unaware of. Because like you said, there may be some sense of jealousy that was lying within this person, and they didn't even know that it was there, that it existed. And now when they're seeing someone else's success, or they're seeing their spouse's success in an area, especially if it's in an area that they desire to do well, you know what I'm saying? Because I think it's special that because you love the military, the way you feel about the military. I think it speaks to your character as a person, that you never felt any type of resentment or jealousy or hatred or anything towards me supporting me being in the military, and then seeing me, you know what I'm saying, have a level of success at certain points in times. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's almost it's almost like
Yeah.
I get to reap all the benefit
Mm-hmm.
of you doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have to do the work.
Yeah.
I just like like
Man, huh,
like
bro?
I can be like, yeah, go to that school, yeah,
She said, yeah, go to that school.
go to do so and so, and oh, we got promoted.
Yeah, see,
That's what's up,
yeah.
and it's like, but I didn't, and I say that jokingly, of course,
Oh
but I
yeah, yeah,
mean,
definitely.
it's I don't I can't imagine being married to someone that um I didn't want to see do well.
Yeah.
It to me that just seems I don't even know how you would like what are you doing? Are you laying in bed at night and going, I hope you don't do well. Like that's like how do you what
But that's what I'm saying though. But like over a period of time, just like how we were talking about, and then we gonna you know what I'm saying shift
yeah.
gears in a second because I don't want to beat this up. But that's just like over a period of time. You know what I'm saying? This is something that could have been developing. You know what I'm saying? Like I thank God for like we were talking the other day, and you know what I'm saying, and I also said this when I went to when we were at church the other day and the men's group came together. It was like I had to grow to a point in life where when you would say certain things that bothered me or made me feel some kind of way, I had to grow to a point in life where when I was praying, I had to be, you know what I'm saying, first and foremost, humble enough to bring that stuff to God. You know what I'm saying that it impacted me or affected me a certain kind of way. But then I had to ask for revelation as it relates to, well, why, when she said this, did it have such an impact? Or why, when she said this, did it have such a lasting effect or a lasting impression on me? You know what I'm saying? And in a lot of areas and in a lot of ways, it was revealed to me there were certain things about me that I had to do some work on. You know what I'm saying? I had never got to a point where I hated you or resented you or, you know what I'm saying, any of that other stuff. But there were times where I had to be intentional concerning my feelings and my emotions as it relates to the state of our marriage. But had I not ever done that, then it's possible that you know what I'm saying. Some of these negative feelings or emotions could have been given birth to. You know what I'm saying. That could have been quite dangerous to you know what I'm saying our union and our marriage. But thankfully, you know what I'm saying. In all glory to God, there was always a level of intentionality and a level of consciousness concerning like man I don't want to be at odds with my wife, you know what I'm saying, like I don't because like when we would argue and we would disagree because I don't fuss good, you know what I'm saying, like I think I fussed better over the years because I had to get because you was a fussing champion.
Absolutely.
You would beat the brakes
Oh
off
yeah.
somebody if they oh man.
Yeah. You
So
better
I feel like
be
over the
sure.
years, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But like I didn't find pleasure when you know what I'm saying. I didn't like the fact that we would disagree. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I didn't like that. So and just to your point, like as it relates to the inspiration aspect of it, like me becoming a man that you know what I'm saying. I'm aspiring to be now, and I'm working towards becoming. First and foremost, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna always give glory and honor to God,
Mhm.
but it's because of the family that He blessed me with. It's because like, man, I need to be the best version of myself for my wife. You know what I'm saying. I need to be the best version of myself for my kids. I need to be the best husband that I know how to be and that I possibly can be. I need to be the best dad that I know how to be and possibly can be. And then that started to impact other areas of my life. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I need to be a better friend. I need to be a better mentor. I need to be a better mentee. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I need to be so it's like I started to examine every area of my life as it relates to that. But that all started with me desiring to be the best version of myself for you, you know what I'm saying, and then the kids.
Mhm.
So I think when you have the right vantage point and you have the right perspective, then it gets to a place where your why, you know what I'm saying, starts to make all of the impact in the world. Because your
Mhm.
why is definitely, you know what I'm saying, it's important. Your why, like if we just like even with this us having this podcast, the why behind the podcast is because we desire to see healthy marriages, healthy communities, healthy
Right.
relationships, positive conversations, healthy conflict resolution. That's the why
Yeah.
behind the podcast. So that will always get to a point where it drives the content and it drives what it is that we talk about.
Mhm.
But if our why was, oh man, because we trying to get in that space because it's lucrative and it makes money and it's this, that, and the other, so on and so forth, I feel like the motivation would be something completely different.
Right.
I feel like, you know what I'm saying, that will possibly lead us into being led to do things
Reckless.
that, you know what I'm saying, not only are reckless, but that are in complete contradiction with who it is that we say we are, but in
Mhm.
a complete
Mhm.
contradiction, you know what I'm saying, and who it is that we profess to be in Christ. So I think that's significant and important that you take time to examine the state of your marriage and the state of your relationships, your friendships included, and then you know what I'm saying, be honest about the state of them, like being honest and completely honest, like man, nah, I need to do better in this regard, or nah, I need to make sure, you know what I'm saying, I'm talking to this person about, you know what I'm saying. And when you recognize certain things about yourself, or you recognize certain things about the other person, being able to sit down and have an intelligent adult conversation so you can find some type of resolution. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think that can be difficult if you try to talk to someone who's never been held accountable though.
Yeah, I mean, true,
You
true.
know, if you know like I feel like I was raised in a way, like I said in the previous podcast, part one of this podcast, I was taught to defend myself,
Mm-hmm.
not fighting,
Mm-hmm.
but I was taught to, if you feel you are correct,
Mm-hmm.
you stand on it,
Mm-hmm.
but be big enough to say when you're wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
Be big enough to say when you misstep.
Mm-hmm.
Be big enough to apologize.
Mm-hmm.
But if you feel like you're right, stand on it. But I was held accountable forever.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just, oh, my mom or my dad. It was my village.
Mm-hmm.
Very small, but strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is no, I can't go to Uncle Carlton with something and I'm half cocked. He's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
like, when you get done with all that,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm in trouble and I'm 47 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Now I am
Yeah, because he gonna
legit.
hold you accountable.
I'm like legit in trouble. He's gonna hold me accountable. So I'm comfortable with the people I trust
Mm-hmm.
holding me accountable.
Yeah, because you can't, because that's you can't give everybody permission to hold you accountable.
No,
Yeah, you
and
can't.
so you have to be you. There are certain people that I wouldn't even waste my time trying to have certain conversations
Mm-hmm.
because I know that they're not gonna be wrong.
I mean, and here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like I won't get into a space where I'm just doing the most. But like if I'm being led, you know what I'm saying, to say something to this person, even if they don't receive it, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say what needs to be said, and then once I say it, I'm gonna leave it alone. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because I might have been the person that needed to I might have needed to spread the first
right,
seed, and then
right.
somebody else come along and
But
you
I
know what I'm
think I
saying,
think
nurture
though
it or
that
whatever
God
else.
definitely um, uses the right people to do the right things.
Yeah.
Um, God is like, okay, I'm gonna let him say it because if their response is this,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna be like, okay, you know what?
Yeah, I'm finished with it. Yeah.
I said I had to say.
Mm-hmm.
I was obedient. What you
Mm-hmm.
do with it is yours. I'm. There's no guarantee I'm gonna respond that way.
Yeah, you
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
so
you might not. You
so
might not.
so it's like God is not gonna be like, well, you go ahead and say it. God can be like, I'm gonna go ahead and let your husband tell them for you.
Yeah, because
Mm,
you might,
mm,
because you might get them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know
you
what I'm saying,
might.
and not on some bully stuff,
No, no, no,
but just
not at
on
all.
some. Look, I'm trying to tell you for your benefit.
Yeah.
I'm and not that I have all the answers. I might just
No.
have the answer for
For
this
this
thing,
situation,
this one thing in life.
yeah.
And I'm trying to tell you because I see you're about to walk off the cliff.
Yeah, for real.
And there's no safety net down there. If you walk off that cliff, it's over.
Say, and that baffles me about people, man. If I'm telling you, I went around that corner, and there's a dude standing around there with a bat, and he hit me side my head, and I know the dude is still around there. Why you gotta walk around that corner yourself and get
Yep.
hit side the head? So now we both got
Now
hickeys.
both got hit.
You know what I'm saying?
You know.
So that to me that don't make sense, and that goes true in life as well, man. Like if because again we've been battle tested in our marriage and we've gone through some things, and if I can talk to another brother and I'm like, say, man, listen, and not saying that every marriage is the same, but if I can see some resemblance of what it is that he's doing that led to a negative result in our marriage, I can be like, say, man, listen, there was a season in my marriage where I responded to certain things a certain kind of way, and these are the negative results that
Right.
came about because of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how about you consider something else, or how about you
Maybe
consider
that's
this?
not gonna be the
Yeah,
best
that maybe
idea.
that's not the best
Yeah.
look, or whatever else, or just like, you know what I'm saying, because I know I talk about my brothers in Christ a lot, but my two biological brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Eric and Terrell, like, and they're grown men. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
never force them to see things my way. I never make them take my vantage point of perspective and hold it to be whatever. But if I see my brothers getting ready to make a mistake, I'm definitely gonna hold them accountable. I'm definitely gonna be like, say, bro, nah, you know what I'm saying? That's the wrong answer. And the reason I do that is because when I was younger, you know what I'm saying, I modeled so much of the wrong stuff to my brothers, you know what I'm saying? And I did that willfully. Now I'm not gonna get in a place where I know better, you know what I'm saying, and I see them getting
And
ready
now
to
you
make a
won't. And now
mistake,
you won't.
and now I won't, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So what I model to them now is extremely important. The conversations that I have with them are extremely important. The things that I desire to see them do, and you know what I'm saying, see take place with their kids and everything else. I'm passionate about that. You know what I'm saying, because I want them to grow up. You know what I'm saying? Well, they're grown, but I want them to be men that are productive contributors to what's taking place in society. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my brothers to be out here on some ignorant stuff or on some foolishness or whatever else. You know what I'm saying? So again, so even in our space of being married, or you know what I'm saying, in our friend groups and circles or whatever else, man, there has to be a level of love and consideration given to the fact if you see somebody you love getting ready to do something that they have no business doing, or something that's going to yield some negative result, man, you got to say something.
Yeah, but I am I'm the friend. I'm going to respect what it is that you've asked of me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can remember being in high school having a friend, and her saying, "Look, if you ever see my boyfriend out with somebody, don't tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me." Because we would always be like, if I'm gonna run to the boy and be like, "Tag,
Mm-hmm.
you better tell her before I tell her.
Mm-hmm.
I see you."
Mm-hmm.
Well, if she said don't tell her, I'm not going to tell her.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain people
Mm-hmm.
that if I know that it's going to turn out bad for our friendship,
Mm-hmm.
for me to tell you certain things, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna.
See, and I'm not. I might not. So in that in sticking in complete. You know what I'm saying, with that scenario, where I am now is nobody in my friend group like. And again, you know what I'm saying? Not to speak as if I'm perfect, not to speak as if I've done everything right. I'm talking about the space that I'm in now because I know better, because you know what I'm saying, I understand better. And like bro, it's just certain behavior you can't do that around me now. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be complicit and stand by, because again, there was a time in my life where, because of the culture that we lived in, because of what had been communicated to men as being acceptable practices and all of this other stuff, like I would stand idly by and be like, yeah, that's all right, that ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? But now, you know what I'm saying, one of my brothers, if they, you know what I'm saying, flirting with a little female and I know they married, or if they doing it, like say, oh, hold on, come
Ooh,
here, son, let me holler at you right
mm,
quick. And not in no sense of, well,
I know what you
you
mean.
know what I'm
But
saying?
if I again,
But
because
at
now
one point
now
in
because
time in my life, I wouldn't have did
because
that
I can
though.
see somebody being like, um, I might, say something like, "Well, you need to mind your business."
Yeah, see, and if somebody tell me, like, if one of my brothers, first and foremost, you know what I'm saying, like the friendships and the relationships I have, even when we disagree, it's still respectful. It ain't gonna be where they be like, say, bro, mind your business. It might be like, man, I got it, I know what I'm doing, or something like. And if that's your response, I'm gonna be like, one more time, like, say, bro, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then I might leave that alone. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna feel a need, because I don't want, because it's really and truly in the culture that we come from, in the world that we live in, certain practices and habits and certain things that are detrimental to the sanctity and unity of the union of marriage, or being
Qualified.
glorified and held as acceptable and being okay.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that's destroying marriages.
And not only that,
It's destroying
it's
so many
destroying
dynamics. It's
families.
destroying
It
families.
is
Yes.
destroying legacies. It is
Yes.
destroying generations to come. It really is. It's so much bigger than just, oh, it's destroying a marriage. That honestly, that's like the lowest part of what's being destroyed.
Yeah.
if you really look at it. I mean, and I guess I should be careful in saying that because, marriage is of God. So I don't mean it in a way of like, oh, well, if your marriage is just destroyed, that's fine.
Mm-mm.
But what I mean is like your family,
Mm-hmm.
your children,
Mm-hmm.
um, your children's children,
Mm-hmm.
just so much can be being affected by it.
Yeah.
But again, I'm just mindful for me,
Mm-hmm.
um, because I just don't want a thing that is a you thing
Mm-hmm.
to turn into a us thing
Mm-hmm.
and then turn into a me thing.
Yeah, I feel
I
that.
I just don't want, because I know that I am, um I'm just like I'm done.
Yeah, I
And
feel that.
I don't want, so there are times where I can say very carefully, probably not the best
But
idea.
that's that discernment though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Probably not the best idea. Um, and then be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's that discernment.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
you have to get to that place.
and uh,
I mean, it is what it is, man. But we
oh
didn't.
there,
Nah, we not all the way to that point, but it just hit my spirit like since our kids been home. You know what I'm saying? We spent very little time with them. So what I
yeah,
want to do is I want to go in. You know what I'm saying? We needed to record some, and we did the first part, and we were still on a roll. So I wanted to make sure we continued the conversation, but it's still
it's
early
family time.
enough. It's 6:30. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I want to go in there and spend some time
we
with the
have all the
boys
babies.
and the girls and see how everybody's day went. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we've definitely hit everything that we desired to hit
Hmm.
as a carryover from the part one of the podcast. So we're gonna stick a fork in it right here. And man, we might need to start, you know what I'm saying, in advance coming up with topics that we're gonna talk about. Cause we don't never,
Or we can let you all come up with topics.
yeah, you know what I'm
If you
saying?
have
Yeah.
something you want us to talk about, um,
I mean, carefully. You know what I'm saying?
true.
Yeah, carefully. If it's something that, you know what I'm saying, first and foremost, it has to glorify God. You know what I'm saying? It has to be something that, you know what I'm saying, brings edification to everything that's going on, and then it also has to be something where, we're mindful of what it is that we're projecting and
Yeah.
what we're modeling.
So
You know what I'm saying?
don't be talking about, oh, what do y'all think about R. Kelly? I'm not
Yeah,
touching
we're
it.
not. Yeah, we're
Like I'm
not.
not.
We're not playing. Yeah, that
I mean,
ain't.
anybody who knows me know I have a lot of opinions on
Yeah,
it, but I'm not.
yeah. This
Yeah,
not the.
this not that.
This not that. Yeah, we not on that.
Just
So
call
yeah.
me. We'll
See,
talk about
look, that. See what I'm saying,
it.
man. Listen, you got something else you want to?
Mm, I
So
think I'm
look,
good.
with that being said, please continue to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification button so you know when we drop new videos. Man, the part two thing was cool.
It was good.
We gonna have to when we got us a little run. We just gonna have to. You
Uh,
know what I'm saying? Yeah,
you mean
just
like I always ask?